This is Pet Talks with the Savage Ginger. Today we're going to talk about first pet ideas. This is my bearded dragon Fuego. I'd had him for about 4 years now. He's fantastic. Just sits with me. Sometimes he roams a little bit, so he's probably going to move a little bit. He's not going to be still. It's not a statue. But we'll see what he does. So today we're going to discuss the first pet ideas for children. Betta fish are fantastic. Parakeets, hermit crabs. For me, I started out with parakeets, then I got bettas with the parakeets, and hermit crabs too. So I have all of them actually still right to this day. Different ones, but that kind of animal. They're very easy to care for, minimal work, but it's definitely a good animal started to learn responsibility. For the betta fish, clean the bowl once a week, feed 2 pellets every other day or 1 pellet every day. It follows your finger. You can teach it how to come to the top of the bowl and jump for the piece of food off your finger. It's pretty cool. We have the parakeets. They're really good options. They're a little more expensive now than when I first got mine, but they're definitely worth it. You can train them to get on your finger, work with them, make them hand tame and everything, and they're very easy to care for. Newspaper, paper towels on the bottom of the cage, food, water every day. That's about it. The males sometimes can talk. It's not that common, but it is possible, so that's pretty cool. It's a really easy animal to take care of. And hermit crabs. Hermit crabs are awesome. I've had hermit crabs since the time I was really young. You go to any pet store, they sell them everywhere. I recommend starting off with a medium to large size one because the smaller ones tend to be a little more delicate. But it's different for everyone, for sure. And it matters where you get it, and the environment it's in, the different kind of sand, the cage. There are so many factors that go into it, but they're a pretty hardy animal. When you get your first hermit crab, you just want to get, you want to set up a container. It can be the larger plastic portable animal containers. When you want sand, you want some things for them to climb on, and you want to have extra shells. Those are very important because you want to make sure that they can change if they want. The shell they're in sometimes isn't big enough, or they have to move because they're molting and getting bigger. So bigger shells would be the best idea, or even shells that are similar in size, because sometimes you just want to change up their atmosphere to make it a little more interesting. So those are some pretty awesome animals. Another thing I would like to recommend for first reptile, maybe not first animal, but first reptile, the crested gecko is fantastic, and the bearded dragon is fantastic. There are a lot of other fantastic things, but these two I know personally because I've had them. Very easy to care for, as long as you follow the instructions on having the light and everything. They eat crickets, and they're very hand-friendly. I mean, Fuego's been sitting here with me, not moving almost this whole time. So he's very comfortable with me holding him. So he's a very good animal. You can take him out. They can be just as good as companion animals as dogs. They're not fuzzy. They're scaly and they're a little rough, but it's a matter of perspective for sure, but it's definitely a possibility. If you can't have a dog or cat where you're living, you can definitely look into getting a bearded dragon, or even iguanas can be nice. I also have a Russian tortoise who likes coming out. She doesn't love being held, but she does love walking around and coming to you when she's hungry, of course, and when she wants to just get pet a little bit. So all of those awesome pets. Definitely know what you're doing when you get a reptile, though. That is not a kind of animal that you just go and you grab from the pet store, from a reptile expo or something like that, or when you win in the fair. If you win in a knoll, you got to be careful because the knolls need lights, the knolls need special things. You can't just start taking care of it not knowing what you're doing. So as long as you know what you're doing, it should be pretty easy. There are tons of different references online, different websites, a whole bunch of different things. So I definitely recommend for anyone looking for an animal for their first animal for their kid, betta fish, hermit crab, parakeet. Then you move on to the reptiles later on. Definitely if they're younger, because all reptiles have the possibility of carrying salmonella, you wouldn't want that to spread while they don't understand not to touch the animal and then touch their mouth or touch their eyes or anything like that, even by accident. It's totally an accident most of the time it happens. But you just want to be wary of that. So that's about it for today's episode, but I hope you all like the videos, and I hope you comment, and I hope give me some more ideas of other things you want to talk about. I'll come up with one and do about a video a week or every other week or something like that. But yeah, I definitely have a lot of tips. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. I'm the Savage Ginger, and I am outie. This is Fuego, and he's Audi too. Bye.